What's up, guys? I'm back in the garden. If you wonder why my haircut looks like this, pretty much, I I, I think I told you in the last video. I'm not sure. Pretty much in Barcelona, I got a haircut, and usually I get my hair cut to the left, so like this. But because I couldn't properly communicate with the oh wait, this is way too hard right now. I'll change positions here real quickly. Damn, I just sat in like this. Wait, can you see it? This fucking chair is completely wet. You just want to sit down there. Fuck me, bro. Yeah, I don't know. Just grab a chair and sit somewhere where it's comfortable. So yeah, if you wonder why my hair is like a little weird, little too big. As I said, like I got my hair cut in Barcelona, and the hairdresser like didn't speak English, so usually I get it done to the left, but you did it to the right, and so I thought, why not, like style it to the right? And now this is what I got. I think it's a little too big, looks kind of ridiculous, but it is what it is. But yeah, bro, I just finished my morning routine. I'm about to go to the gym, but I don't know, just kind of procrastinating on it right now. So I thought, let's make this video, because I had this thought yesterday evening, and actually I wanted to just record this video in a nicer space, a nice environment when the sun is out and I'm in nature. But pretty much what I want to talk about is that I never knew that I had anxiety until I learned about mental health. I never knew that like that the anxious thoughts, that like certain feelings, like certain ways that I behave, come from me having like mild anxiety. Like I don't think I have like really bad anxiety. Like I get anxious thoughts. Like pretty much everyone gets that, right? Like I think you can't completely not have anxiety. Like you can just have the anxious thought and you're like, yeah, whatever, dude. But like no one ever told me that, bro. Like I'm so pissed that school didn't teach me about mental health. I'm so pissed that school didn't teach me about like anxiety and depression and like how to improve your mental health. Because as I said, like I've done a lot of journaling on this, and like I realized that I have like mild anxiety, which is like, as I said, it's not that bad, but like I get anxious thoughts, and then sometimes I start to feel anxious. Like I start to be a little scared, but like nothing too crazy, all right? Like I can still live normally and shit. Like as I said, I think it's nothing out of the ordinary. It's pretty normal, but still, like until I learned about mental health, until I learned about what anxiety was, until I watched the video from Hamza where he explained anxiety like a 3-year-old, that you're like constantly you feel like you're escaping from like bad people who want to hurt you and shit, or like that something bad will happen. Like until I learned that definition of anxiety, until I learned that, I never even knew what it fucking was. I never even knew what mental health was. And I think that's so bad, right? Like I'm 19 right now, and I'm a 19-year-old man who who lives in this society, but never learned what it means, like what mental health is, what anxiety is. And I just imagine, dude, like, and I don't think that I had a lot of like struggles in my life where my mental health was really trash. Like I can think of like a couple ones, but still, like I think compared to like other people, I was still relatively normal. But I think that's like why aren't we teaching this in school? For real, like this is something else I want to talk about, like just in general, that we don't learn about mental health in school, that we don't learn about, okay, if you experience these symptoms, you might be depressed, you might have anxiety, you might have, I don't know, OCD or whatever, or these other mental illnesses are. But like, I remember a certain moment that I thought about recently, where my math teacher came up to me in like 6th or 7th grade. And pretty much like when I was in 5th grade, so like in Germany you have like elementary school from like grade 1 to 4, and then you directly go to high school, and you're like in high school from like grade 5 to 12, so until you graduate. And, like in grade 5 everything still was pretty normal, I think I was not really like extremely gifted, but like in elementary school and like most of my school career, I was able to like pass tests and shit relatively easy without much studying, and I always had like good marks. And so that one went until like 5th grade, and then like in 6th grade there was the first time that I got like really bad in maths. Like I started to get like E's, and I never had an E in my life before, like ever. And I just really sucked, and I think that was because like puberty hit me, and of course, like, you know, your brain is kind of like wired differently and shit. And but also like my mental health, I think, got worse, like because, you know, you get exposed more to the internet. I started to have my first phone, and, you know, like you are on WhatsApp and Instagram and YouTube and all this shit, and like dude, there's like a helicopter somewhere that's like ass loud. And like I played a lot of video games, like especially Minecraft, bro. Like literally Minecraft was all I was thinking about. Like I was at school, I thought about Minecraft. I came home, the first thing I wanted to do was just fucking play Minecraft, or like finish my homework so I could play Minecraft, you know. Hey, I don't know where this thing is, but it's like really loud. I hope that you can like properly hear me. But yeah, so pretty much this is when I got bad grades in school, like ever, but especially in math. And I think in like 6th or 7th grade, my math teacher came up to me, and she was actually really kind about it. She was like, "Oh, Julian, I realized that you didn't do your homework for like a couple of times now, and I think you really should get this under control, because chances are that if you don't do your homework in maths, you probably don't do your homework in like other subjects as well." And like she was right, you know. Like I think like in grade 9, yeah, I think it was grade 9 probably, I had to get into the detention in like French class because I didn't do my homework. Like some teachers were very strict about it. Like I literally had to wake up like an hour earlier to go to school an hour earlier and like finish my homework in like before class. And I just thought about this. Like pretty much the reason a child doesn't do his homework is, of course, like you don't want to do it, you know, it's not fun and shit, and maybe the kid's a little lazy and wants to do other things. But I think quite generally, if the mental health is good, the kid will be able to control itself enough to the point that it will do its homework. But pretty much when I didn't do my homework in maths, my teacher came up to me and she was like, "Oh, you know," like she wasn't even mean about it. She was just like, "I just realized it, and can you please do your homework more?" It wasn't like, "Okay, you have to go into detention as well." Thought about, okay, she's right. If you don't do your homework in one subject, like in one class, it's likely that you don't do your homework in other classes as well. And why is that? Bad mental health, right? You probably have like a form of like depression that you don't get to like you don't do your homework, or like you have an issue with procrastination. You're afraid, you don't want to start, you know. And like that's what procrastination is. It's like it's fear. And what does this all stem from? It comes from bad mental health, right? Like if a kid has good mental health, it will probably do its homework, it will probably do its schoolwork enough. I mean, like can still go on to like play video games afterwards or like play with friends. But I think when you teach a kid about mental health and has good mental health in school, like the schoolwork will get done and will be a better students. Like certainly 100% I'm convinced that that's the case. But instead, in school we learned about fucking how chickens made and how fishes are like the anatomy of like how a fish looks from the inside, and I don't know how you fucking pronounce this man's name. Pythagoras. I don't know what you call them in English, but like the theorem with like the triangles and shit and like the angles inside there. We learn about shit like this, but no one fucking teaches these kids that just get into puberty that probably are more likely to experience like a form of like mental health issue. We don't teach them about that, and that's so fucking sad, because as I said, when I thought about how my teacher told me back then, like, you're probably like not doing your homework and other subjects, it was like, yeah, of course I did. You know why? Because my mental health was trash. Because like not doing my homework was just a symptom of bad mental health that I didn't even know what mental health was. I didn't even know that existed, and I didn't even know that like I could fix this or like what to do about it, right? And so, like you're pretty much, as I said, like in French class, I got detention because I didn't do my homework. You're punishing a child for having bad mental health instead of trying to help the child, instead of trying to see, okay, why are you not doing your homework? Or, like, I don't know, you're not feeling it that good. So your social life has been difficult, or like at home there are some problems, okay? And like the only fucking advice that school gave you is like, oh, if you're feeling sad, go see the school counselor and shit. And it's like, pretty much no one did that, right? I mean, like, I'm all for like counseling and like psychotherapy. Like, that's the career that I want to go into, or like at least I want to study psychology, because I think it's interesting. But like I remember, like, we had a girl in class. She used to cut, and like one time, like, she exposed her arms, bro. Like it was full of like red scars and shit. And it was like, dude, this was the first time I actually like realized that there are people with serious mental health issues. And I thought like, she's depressed, and I don't know, she wants to kill herself, so go see the counselor, right? That's what we told her. But like the counselor is just some old teacher who doesn't really understand the problems of the child. The counselor is some person that you don't really want to open up to. And so like back then I was like so judgmental about it. It was like, of course you have to see the counselor, like what are you doing, you could die and shit. But I wasn't empathetic with her. I didn't like think about what she was feeling. It's like, yeah, it's kind of hard if you cut yourself because you have mental health issues and you have to talk to a teacher with that, right? So I think, I know, I'm just pissed that like school doesn't teach us about this. And I mean, like, of course I can like take extreme ownership right now and say like, yeah, it's on me, and like I should have learned about this. But the problem is, right, if you don't even know mental health exists, how are you supposed to learn about it, right? If school offers like a voluntary mental health course, and